See trauma surgeons, EMTs, and paramedics, but they're standing, waiting on the edge of the disaster. There are few rescues and so nothing to do. Instead, just grim discoveries, body parts instead of bodies.
John Steele is a volunteer nurse who hoped to make miracles here, but there have been precious few of those.
You pulled 2 people out of here. Tell me about that.
Approximately 5 o'clock this morning. The sun wasn't really quite up yet. We located 1 victim.
Alive?
No. Unfortunately, deceased. What was remaining of the victim, I should say. And shortly after that, we located another victim of the tragedy, also deceased. We were able to retrieve that victim's body also and bring it to the morgue.
Can you describe these people to me?
Physically, I really can't because, fortunately, there wasn't really much left of them.
These workers, many of them covered with soot, dazed, are telling us that they're literally using everything that they can get their hands on, including their hands, shovels, crowbars, cranes, blowtorches, to try to proceed with this recovery. They're using listening devices, video cameras, heat sensors to try to find victims who might still be trapped inside the rubble. But frankly, and forgive me for the graphic nature of this, the search dogs, they say, are simply being overwhelmed by the smell of human flesh. They are recovering mostly not bodies, only 82 reported recovered thus far, but rather just fragments of human flesh. In fact, some of the people...
I mean, a police officer that I was talking to, he was bagging and tagging fingers and hands, just taking fingerprints. Is this 1 person? Is this 2 people? I mean, is this 3 people? And I mean, the guy's like, these are our own, man. I mean, you know, what are we going to do?
That's right, Peter. I'm here with Jerry Schwartz, who came here from Whitpain Township, Pennsylvania. That's in Montgomery County outside of Philadelphia. He and 4 of his colleagues drove here last night, got here about midnight, and have been working ever since. What exactly have you been doing, Jerry?
Working through the rubble, assisting rescuers up at the first tower, and just removing rubble, concrete, steel, anything in the way, trying to look for people that are alive, any bodies.
Why don't you try and describe the scene there at Ground Zero where the World Trade Center was?
It's devastating there. It's just twisted metal. It just looked like there was a giant explosion. There's just concrete laying everywhere, twisted metal. Nothing's normal there. Everything is just blown apart.
Escorted by paramedics, we carry just a digital video camera and a small disposable camera. The first thing we see, what remains of the North Tower. It's where firefighters initially responded to a plane crash. It became much more. A pedestrian bridge blown apart, burnt out emergency vehicles. Today's fire crews in a futile attempt to put out the rest of the burning shell of the tower, knowing that those first rescuers on the scene, hundreds of them, lay trapped somewhere inside. A block south, we come upon the other tower and an army of firefighters, police officers, National Guardsmen, and volunteers. It is a monumental effort on a mountain of steel and glass and pulverized concrete. They pass pieces of the building's skeleton, hand over hand in a human chain, collecting evidence in a crime scene 3 blocks wide. We see trauma surgeons, EMTs, and paramedics, but they're standing, waiting on the edge of the disaster. There are few rescues and so nothing to do. Instead, just grim discoveries, body parts instead of bodies. To us, the amount of work that lies ahead is overwhelming, and the danger still very real. The heaps of debris are smoldering, surrounding buildings are badly damaged or gutted, and possibly unstable. And yet, many rescuers tell us this is personal. They're looking for their friends, their colleagues, and in some cases, members of their own family. One officer called to duty minutes after the South Tower was hit.
Yeah, that's what
they're holding up pretty good.
You got to get them a break too. Yeah. Mr. President, I wonder what some of your impressions are.
Well, I'm shocked at the size of the devastation. And it's hard to describe what it's like to see the gnarled steel and broken glass that twists the building, silhouetted against smoke. I said that this was the first act of war on America in the 21st century, and I was right, particularly having seen the scene. smoke wild.
Got an operator?